Welcome back to Real Turbo Buicks. This has been a long time since I've actually had done a update as to where the project is with my Grand National. So I want to get you up to date. So after the last video that I made, we were going out and doing some tuning on the street to get the new transmission dialed in. And doing so, the car just didn't seem to feel like it was very responsive, and it just didn't feel right. So we brought it back, and then it started becoming intermittent with how much boost it was making. And, you know, just going through one thing after another to troubleshoot the issue, at first I thought we might have had some kind of boost leak through the exhaust or the intake. Found out that was not the case. Then we started going into the motor, and when I started going into the motor, we did a compression check, and cylinders 1 and 3 were down quite a bit. Would say probably down about 70%. When we did a leak down test on it, we actually had 2 of the cylinders were almost completely 100% leakage, 1 and 3, and 2 others were over 50% leaking. So going through everything else, what we did was we found out that we had a cylinder head problem where it appears to be things were not the same as when we set them. The valve job was not where it was, and in talking to Richie at Champion, his opinion is that for the parts that were inside the head, and actually the heads that we were using, which were the original design heads, those were not the upgraded heads with the bigger valves and a bigger spacing. Felt like the combination of the valve seat that we were using, the valve guide that we were using, and overall just putting a lot of heat that was not meant to really be designed to make, caused these issues. So now we have been working on another set of heads that we feel that are going to be much better for the type of horsepower that we are running, which is, you know, between 950 to 1,000 at the tires. So you can see right now I am at the machine shop, and I'll go in and show you some of the things that we have. All right, so here is my TA block. I wanted to take everything apart, go through everything and see what has worn after all this power making it. And everything on the bottom side, the whole strut block turned out was really, really good. So I just made a couple small changes to this motor now. We actually we rehoned it and tightened up the ring gap, because I'm not going to be running as much boost as we were anticipating running. Not really knowing how much power this was going to make at how much boost, we kind of set the ring gap up for over close to 38 to 40 pounds of boost. So now that we're probably targeting around 28 to 30 pounds of boost, we tightened up the ring gap, which obviously we honed the cylinders. But everything overall on the lower half, all the bearings, everything, the crank, everything checks out really well. So we're about to put this back together. And then these are the Champion heads that were actually on the car. And I'll show you a couple pictures of what I actually had as far as, you know, some of the issues. You can see where we actually had some daylight between the valve and the seat. So we sent these heads back to Champion, and Richie went through them, everything, resurfaced the heads, cleaned up everything, and now these set of heads are good to go back again. And he's saying that, you know, these are good to about 800 horsepower, so these heads are going to be for sale, and anybody that's interested, let me know. And then these are the new heads that we're working on right here. They're not complete. We're getting very close to completing them. The port work is done. We did the chamber shape is done on here, but we got a little bit of machine work still we have to finish up, and then hopefully we'll have all this ready to go back to put in the car within the next week to 10 days. So that's what the goal is right now. So just wanted to kind of give you an update as to where we are. And yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know, and then we'll talk to you soon.